Sentinel Online. Now loading all things Transformers.
All things Transformers, hear the call from Cybertron's heart. We'll never fall. We'll never raise a metal. The legends ignite. In this universe, we thrive and unite.
Oh, and welcome to All Things Transformers. I'm your host, Steve Megatron, and joining me on this adventure into the Transformers fandom is TFG1Mike.
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
I like that quote.
That's
It's
right.
better than daring to be stupid. Oh, wait.
I mean, this is why I do and do not trust my Google feed at times. Is the Google feed on the Google phones is like trust but verified. Like you always have to verify it. And okay, Image Comics, I trust them. Disney, I don't necessarily trust them, but it is what it is. Okay, that's an ad for Five Below. Android Police, I trust them. Comicbook.com, it's kind of sketchy. Yahoo, okay, fine. But the point is, if I scroll down far enough on my Google feed on my Pixel 7 Pro, I know I'm going to run into a website where it's going to be something that I don't trust or I've never heard of. Kind of like how a certain website never had anything covered. Because, they ain't got that covered.
Yeah.
Not factually anyway.
True.
And I came across this in the last 2 weeks. I don't remember without going to our website and checking when the last episode was, because I know somebody asked us recently, I forget where, might have been on our Facebook page, might have been on Twitter, I don't know, asked us when the next episode of this podcast was going to be. I forget when the last one was. I think it was sometime in August. I think it might have been August 5th or August 8th or August. It was sometime after the anniversary of the show, because we did 17 years of All Things Transformers. I know that was the part of the title of the last episode of the podcast. The point is, what are you sucking on? Vapes?
Nothing.
You don't vape. Okay, that was a weird. That was a weird noise. It reminds me of the old basement days in Michigan. Oh boy. Anyway, no, seriously, you remember those days, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sadly.
Okay, good. Heaven forbid we forget our roots and where we came from, folks. So, anyway, the last 2 weeks, when I've looked through my Google feed, I've just been kind of like disgruntled and dejected and discouraged with some of the stuff. One of them was the fact that whatever website it was, I can't even give credit, but it was a website that basically gave a headline of a Disney Plus story of Disney Plus doing away with something. This era of Disney is ending. That was part of the headline. 7.5 paragraphs into the story, I get to the point of what the point of the headline was. The start of the story was in 2019, Disney, and I get it. You have to write, some of these websites have to write these stories like no one has ever read the story. No one knows the history of Disney Plus, etc., etc., etc. But if you have a pulse, if you live in a place with an internet connection, if you don't live in bum freak nowhere in the middle of the place where you don't get an internet connection, I get it. Whatever, but like, oh my God, write a story where you have that kind of a title. That should the answer to the title of the story like what everyone wants to know, like the answer to the title of the story. Give us that in the first paragraph and then go into the history. Like, don't have us read 7.5 paragraphs to get us to the point. And the point of the story was the kind of how a story that I'll talk about on a different show later that we do here at the Geekcast Radio Network. The same kind of story. But it was about Hulu. But anyway, the point is that stories make my head hurt. And this first story that we're not really going to spend all that amount of time on it makes my head hurt, because how does CBR get these people to write these stories? Like,
So I will say Valnet pays crap.
Yeah.
So I don't know how these guys are staying employed, other than it's just lowest common denominator articles. And I think they're 500 word slop. I think that's what it is. They're paid a flat of like $15 to $20 freelance per article. And I've applied to write for them before, and they have a pretty crappy track record as far as like writing for them. They do have they, at least on paper, it looks like that they're, like this individual that wrote a bunch of Transformers material, and it's like, I know a bunch about Transformers and that's my expertise or whatever on this, but it looks more like he's good at communications, creative writing, and then like freelance writer and marketing.
Yeah, that's what his, yeah.
Which I'm not going to name drop because I'm not going to be that person, but at the same time, I've looked at the majority of the guy's articles, and they're all touches on G1 Transformers whenever he brings it up. And I'm going through like pages and pages and pages of his crap. And he's written a plethora, like it looks like he has to write 6 or 7 articles per day.
Oh my God.
And that's probably the only reason that they make money. The more crap you churn out, the more money you make. And, the busier they keep you.
Yep.
And I've been looking at the majority of his stuff, and he touches on superheroes, but he keeps going back to G1 on a lot of his stuff, or like he'll do some anime. Some of his things I do agree with, like he's got one for August where it's like, sorry Transformers fans, Michael Bay's return will kill the Transformers franchise. But then there's other articles where it's they're talking about
mind-boggling.
Yeah. Well, he kind of goes off in these weird tangents of things and talks about things that aren't even part of it. Like one of them's like latest Transformers release adds a new Dinobot to the G1 team. But it buries the lead, and it's basically talking about the New Age Toys figure without explicitly like
saying that's what it is.
Well, it does, but then there's like not a he goes from that, and then he goes into talking about the Dinobots, and then goes into talking about Transformers Fall of Cybertron video game. And then Volcanicus with Big Bad Toy Store.
Right.
It's all over the place, like, and then we get things like there's Transformers Goes Back to the Future with surprise US 40th anniversary release. No, they released that figure Gigawatt years ago.
Yeah, Gigawatt's been out.
It's not surprising. Years. They released it years ago.
Yeah.
Just like some of the other Earthrise figures that came out. He's got a bunch of Earthrise toys listed, Sunstreaker and Ramjet, or Thrust, I'm sorry. And it's, I don't know,
So
I'm not impressed with a lot of the stuff. I mean, there's, returns to G1, returns to G1, returns to G1. These seem to be like
yeah,
the trend with his
yeah,
articles is returning to G1. It's like, dude, G1 never left.
yeah, exactly.
They've
So
been rebooting G1 for years.
yeah, and
Like literally for years.
it's not even that they're rebooting it, because they haven't really, when it comes to the toys specifically, because that's what this article is, and we're not even going to really get into this article. We're just going to talk about the headline thing, and we're going to actually go to a Transformers website and discuss this. But basically, the article I found was nearly 40 years later, Transformers returns to G1 with a new release for its most hated Autobot. And it's basically him talking about them releasing a new Outback and a new Wheelie, and the Wheelie is based on the G1 toy design version of Wheelie. But I saw that headline and I'm like, Transformers returns to G1. It's never freaking left G1 in 41 years. G1 is the backbone. It's always been the backbone. It's what Hasbro leans on the most. It's what makes them, maybe I should or should not say this, the most money. It's what gets most fanboys coming back most of the time. Granted, Beast Wars is the guardian savior of the overall franchise, because without Beast Wars in 1996 there would not be what we have now today in 2025 without Beast Wars. But it just, when I saw this, I'm like, okay, comicbookresources.com, who'd have you hire to write this slop? Because that's not even an accurate title. Like, what? Yeah, no, like, I don't know, like, I hit maybe 4 articles every 7 years on comic book resources that, and I'm exaggerating there, but maybe like seriously 4 articles on CBR that maybe I like. It's very rare. And it just, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't go to, obviously, we're not going to comic book resources for Transformers articles. We're not going there for Transformers news, but it just, and again, this popped up in my Google feed. I guarantee you these articles, these types of articles on this website specifically, are being written for the person that does not know about Transformers news websites. This is for the general public. This is for the person that knows nothing about Transformers kind of thing. But it's just so infuriating as a Transformers fan, as a Transformers person, to see this. And it's like, do you not have a clue what in the hell you're talking about? Like, really? I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Bothan. Like, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, the articles, titling, just come on, people, do better. The actual news starts out with Hasbro applying for the Transformation Sound trademark. Boy, I'm glad they did that. So the latest filing with the United States Patent and Trademark Office stands out as particularly unusual compared to the typical submissions.
Yeah, it's a sound effect.
Yeah,
for Trademark.
It's the sound effect for Trademark.
The
Official trade. Yep. Yep. Hey, I love that they're doing it though, because if they didn't do it, somebody would come across and steal it and try to say it was theirs. And even though everybody and their uncle should know that that's the Transformers sound effect.
Well, I'm kind of surprised in a sense, because you would think they would have done this ages ago. Like I just recently trademarked Geekcast Radio Network and Altered Geek. And it's for a conglomerate like them, it's not expensive. For someone like me, it is.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised it took them this long to get the transformation sound trademarked.
Yeah, I'm surprised this isn't Hasbro renews the trademark for the transformation sound.
Yeah, they're
not
applying
applies
for it.
Yeah, this is an application for it. That's crazy. So there's
And literally they make you register for everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like you literally have to pay if you want like an image trademarked, if you want the information, the title, the sound effect, whatever. So I'm surprised that it's taken this long, but I think good on them, because otherwise,
Yep.
Monster Energy drinks will steal it.
Yes.
I'm not bitter.
Yes.
You're a Britter.
Yes, you're Britter.
Although I did find out that they don't actually own it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I did. I think it was registered, and then I think that something came up where they thought it was going to be.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, so they own the domain, which is why I don't let go of allthingstransformers.com and things like that, because I'm like, haha. But they do have, they still have the Beast Unleashed, monster variety pack or whatever, in which it's 6% liquor. They still have it, and it still looks like the Beast Wars logo, or it looks like the Beast Unleashed. They even took the Unleash the Beast in You.
Oh, you bastards.
Yeah, it says TM, which means they don't own it.
Right. Yeah.
It would have an R with a circle around it if they owned it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there's that. But I've started to see it just called the Beast on a lot of their newer marketing, and the Unleashed part has been dropped.
Yay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyways, I think it's great that Hasbro's doing this, and
absolutely.
It definitely is deserved. It's a long time coming.
100%. All right, so apparently we have a Devastator appreciation. Share your picks and thoughts. This is apparently they're trying out something new. This was posted on October 3rd. This is not breaking news, but rather a way to highlight some recent cool toys, yada, yada, yada. So basically, this is just an image drop for TFW 2005, where various people have dropped various images of Devastator with other Transformers within the line, kind of thing, of him with other Decepticons, other shots of him. We're only going to talk about this for half a second, only because it's just photos, but it just shows you the scale of him, the new was it Commander class, Leader class, Superion, the new Devastator guy. He looks great next to all the other Decepticons. He looks awesome.
I love this shot.
Yeah.
Of all these figures.
Yeah. Looks so good. Yeah.
You can tell some of these are not
Studio
Series 86, which is unfortunate.
Right. Yeah, but
like Blitzwing looks fine enough.
Yeah.
The Jets look horribly out of place.
Yeah, they do.
The Insecticons look fine. The Jets are the biggest outliers. It's like you couldn't come together and have the Studio Series 86 versions of these guys.
Well, these are fan images, so I don't.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, it's a great shot regardless.
Yeah.
I love the Megatron.
Yes.
That's even without like a repro labels or toy hacks or whatever, it looks way better than the Prime did.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love this shot, and Devastator's pretty cool. I love that they're remastering all of these combiners finally and giving them a proper deco.
Yep.
For the Studio Series line. And
it's so cool.
Yeah, it just looks epic. And they look like they're not as clunky as the War for Cyber, or the not War for Cybertron, but the
Fall of Cybertron.
No, it's the Machinima series.
Oh,
the Prime Wars trilogy.
The Prime Wars trilogy.
Combiner Wars. They don't look as clunky as those figures, like, because my son has the Defensor.
Yep.
And it's definitely better than the original toys, but it's very clunky looking and kind of feeling. So these look a lot better.
I think with the anniversaries that have come up between 2024 and 2026 now, that's coming, I think they've finally hit their stride. I think that they've finally got to the point of, especially with Studio Series 86, I think that they've finally gotten to the point of, hey, let's actually do these right. Let's actually, again, going back to G1 is the bread and butter of why G1 has never gone away. They want us to have, and they want to make for us, and you can listen to Evan and Mark and everybody else on the design team. They want to make for us the best versions of these classic characters that they can make for us, and that Devastator is freaking amazing. Even the 6 individual pieces, all of those characters, every video review, every video I've seen on YouTube of the individual Constructicons, they all look great. Every single one of them. So yeah, absolutely love it. I only brought the Wonderfest Shanghai 2025 Takara Tomy T-Spark booth images up because it's got images of Missing Link, Nemesis Prime, Ultra Magnus, MPG-16 Nucleon Quest Convoy, Adamus Machinima Predaking, and MPG-17 style Gen Optimus Prime. The only thing I was really curious about was how they were going to do Nemesis. Ultra Magnus looks cool. He kind of looks like the old Generation 1 kind of.
It's a re-release.
Oh, it's a re-release. Okay, well. Nemesis Prime is just essentially, I think, a repaint of the other one that they did.
Yeah, it's a repaint of the old original G1 toy of Optimus Prime. However, this is the more articulated version.
Yep.
With the hands that fold into the wrist, and he's got ankle joints, and I still like is much. I mean, I used to have the original G1 Prime, like the original.
Yeah.
And had I ever seen it, this newer version in the store, I probably would have picked it up. Like, it's not one that I just have to have. It was just, if I'd seen it, I probably would have picked it up. I see a ton of the Transformers Devastation Deluxe Optimus Prime everywhere. Like, nobody wants it. But this one, not this color of it, but the other one, I'd never seen it in the store, oddly enough. And I think it's just kind of neat that they gave it the
Nemesis,
because I guarantee it's not metal.
Oh, it doesn't look metal, unfortunately.
Well, the legs and the exhaust piece, and then the grill and the bumper,
that's not. Yeah,
it's vac metal.
Yeah, it's
so it's like, why can't you give us transmetals, buddy? I mean, I'm being for real. Like, if you could put vac metal on this stuff, because I know it's not die cast.
Yeah, no,
there's no way it's die cast, because the original toy was pretty much all die cast, and this is not die cast. So if they can do vac metal on a $24 toy, there's no reason why we aren't getting Beast Wars updated figures with vac metal. I'm just saying.
Poor Steve. He wants his vac metal.
Well, I would like to see them with the anniversary revisit Transmetal Megatron, because we've gotten Transmetal 2, we've gotten, base with the Kingdom.
Yeah.
We've gotten the same thing with Optimus Primal, and then Optimal Optimus in the Prime Wars trilogy. And that did not have vac metal or any kind of, but they were experimenting with bringing Optimal Optimus back. So then that leaves the base Transmetal of Primal and Megatron as another logical jump into it, just like Depth Charge and Rampage.
Yep.
And honestly, those would be kind of cool. I mean, we've got some of the Fusors from the show. We've got some of the other figures. We just need the rest of the Transmetals to join, the anniversary of Beast Wars. And so, and then we get to that MPG 17 Optimus Prime, and that looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it does.
It reminds me of the original Masterpiece, along with like tying in features from the modern figures that we have, like the ankle joints and the 5mm pegs on the sides of the arm, and it's got some of the movie aesthetic with the hand swords.
Yeah.
I mean, it's neat. I like it for what it is, like a modern interpretation. However, I have Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, and that fills the void. So I do like the Power Master figure, though, even though it's Nemesis Power Master Prime.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this version of Prime from G1. Like when I had the comics of Marvel, I loved Power Master Prime to the point that I made my own out of Lego. My brother had the actual figure, and I thought it looked clunky and like brick-like. I mean, I liked it, but it was way too clunky for me. So I made my own out of Lego, and I felt it looked better because I based it off the comic design.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I love this design. I love the fact that they've done it better. I mean, this is a masterpiece, so it's better than the Prime Wars version.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, and coming up, we got the last 3 months of the year for Transformers comics, and yeah, there you go. I'll have to. I don't know.
Hasbro will be like, "Where's my $5?" Every time I hear it,
Yeah,
means
exactly.
I'll have to stop using it.
Oh, well, if only. Oh boy, God, I hope not. Jesus, oh, that hurts my head.
They will.
I know, bastards. All right, so we got the comics for, like I said, October, November, and December for Transformers. Literally coming up whenever you find folks are hearing this, but October 8th, we're recording this October 6th. So 2 days away, we are entering the new story arc with Robert Kirkman taking over the writing. Thank freaking God. Daniel Warren Johnson, thank God he's gone. Hope he never comes back to Transformers writing, at least not in this era. And Dan Mora with the art. So we got an oversized anniversary issue. The Energon universe will never be the same, and the Autobots and Decepticons kick off the most surprising new chapter in their war on Earth. Optimus Prime and the remaining Autobots must join forces with unlikely allies to protect their adopted planet, but Prime's next challenge lies closer to home than he ever imagined. And what is the fate of the Decepticons? So there's that. And then coming up in November for issue 26, this is coming out November 12th. We've got Optimus Prime betrayed. The Autobots' newest hope may turn out to be their downfall. The most shocking Transformer story continues here. And then to close out 2025 for Transformers from Skybound Entertainment / Image Comics, December 10th, 2025, right before Christmas. This issue has Soundwave on the cover of it as the main cover, so that's cool as hell. Megatron strikes back. The Decepticons make their move to rescue one of their most powerful members from the Autobots. Dun dun dun. So that's the comics for the end of the year for Transformers. So there you go, folks. That's all she wrote on the comics. But yeah, no, I'm, Jesse, Matrix Prime, myself, and Ryan the Uneven Flow Merkley. We've been doing 2 years of comics over on the another comic review podcast that Jesse started up. And it's been one hell of a ride in the Energon universe. And up until the writing change coming up this month with Robert Kirkman taking over, I faded fast on Daniel Warren Johnson as a writer. I had never read his stuff before. Transformers was the first thing he wrote that I read. And he's written other stuff in the past. Like he did a series called Do a Power Bomb, which is a wrestling comic, and a bunch of other things, but I had never read that stuff. I hadn't even heard of him until I read the Transformers stuff. But we've been doing the Energon Universe stuff over there on another comic review podcast for 2 years, and what a ride it's been. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to see this new arc, this new series, and with Robert Kirkman, because Kirkman writes Void Rivals. So very, very cool to see that happen. And then we get to quote unquote the most hated Autobot in the universe. Retro Deluxe Wheelie and Outback revealed. Again, like I mentioned earlier when we were talking about the other article, I had to keep looking at this Wheelie toy, and I'm like, why does his face look so wrong? And then I read the art. I'm like, oh, right. It's based on the toy design. It's not based on the movie design. I like the alt mode. The alt mode's fine. His face color just needs a different color. Like his face is like, and it's so weird. So in the box, it's so
in these retro figures, they use the original box art on these things.
Yeah.
And then they update the new modern version of the figure and repaint it to look like that original figure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've seen a few of these retros. I've seen the Bumblebee, I've seen Gears, I've seen Brawn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, I don't care. I mean, they're kind of neat, but nothing I'm like, I just have to have.
Yeah.
The Prime is about my only exception on this, but
I mean, Outback looks great. Outback looks fine. He doesn't look,
I mean, but he's not actually he's not actually from, I mean, he looks good.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. Good. Like, he doesn't look like crap. But again, like, I don't, it's kind of like, who are you marketing these to?
Yeah, exactly. Because
like, they've been shelf warming.
Yeah.
Just like anything movie related, they've put out for studio series or any of that stuff, it's shelf warmed. They're the only thing still on the shelf. Like the Earthspark stuff's long gone because they dumped and purged that somewhere because it was there one day and it was gone the next. Like it was, they did not want it.
They dumped it at Five Below.
It's not even at Five Below. I think it's at Ollie's. They ship it across the country. They're like, all right, get rid of it in bulk. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that they're, trying something different, but at the same time, it's like, why don't you produce more Optimus Prime that people actually want to buy, or produce more Megatron, or, some of the other characters that don't seem to stay on the shelf very long?
Or
Instead of giving us, for every case of, a miscellaneous, you get like 20 of the Devastation Optimus Primes in there and they just shelf warm. Like, I've not seen those things move. And I was tempted, like, for a brief second to be like, oh, I can have one in, vehicle mode, or I
yeah,
could repaint it because it looks like crap anyway. And then
yeah,
I was like, it just looks like cheap plastic, and I don't know if I want to waste my time or
yeah,
or hard-earned money. Like, I'm like, I would rather buy another, like, knockoff Optimus Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime
yep,
and repaint that. Or
yeah,
just buy one that's already repainted, because you can buy the Nemesis version and you can buy the Ultra Magnus version for the same price.
yeah.
And it comes in
Or
robot mode.
exactly. Or how about this? Like, okay, we all love the nostalgia now of the 86 toy line. You can I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and try to go on eBay and search 1986 Transformers Wheelie, but I'm pretty sure you can go on eBay and find the 1986 or whatever Wheelie at a semi decent price. How about instead of doing toy colors, you actually do movie colors? So my biggest problem with this is not the fact that he's in toy colors. My biggest problem with this specific photo that TFW 2005 has done up for this this well, the photo that they have here for the packaging stuff here it's a blown up version of the photo that's below, but the photo that they used for their featured image, if you look at the toy packaging, I'm like, where the hell is his face? Like, literally, I had to. And look, folks, I get it. I'm legally blind, but seriously, most Transformers packaging, I can tell where the damn faces are. But like, his face is so damn orange, and then the yellow, but like, I was like, who the hell does he think he is? Kool-Aid Man over here? Like, where the hell's his face? Then you look at the figure in the box, it's a slightly different color orange. And then you look at the figure that's outside the box, it's a slightly different color. It's the same color orange, but it's in a different. I just give me give me cartoon accuracy. Give me show accuracy. I don't give two rat traps asses about toy accuracy when it comes to Generation 1 colors. Don't care. I want show accuracy. Like I said, toy accuracy when it comes to Outback here looks cool, looks awesome, looks great. Actually looks really good because he isn't a piece of burnt art. Oh god, I'm gonna get it for this. I'm a fan of candy corn, but that photo on the back of not the back of the box, but behind the card here, the behind the blister pack here, really looks like a crappy piece of candy corn that you found on the ground in that photo on the card back. That's what he looks like. That's what that photo looks like. He looks like a piece of candy corn ain't nobody picking up off the street. Do better. God, it hurts. I gotta close that tab. Hurts my eyes more than that. So yeah, that's coming to stores to ruin people's lives.
I probably won't even see it in the store, to be honest.
If you do, take a picture. Seriously, I'm curious what it's going to look like in person, because if it looks as bad as it looks like in these product shots, God, Hasbro, do better. Okay, so then we have the new promotional image for MPG-19 Soundwave and Laserbeak. This is just a new promotional image for this thing. That's really all the story is that it's a new promotional image for it. How many Soundwaves are they doing this year?
Too many.
Isn't there like, look, I was gonna say, isn't there like 7 of them or something? Like, we got the Lego Soundwave that came out or that's coming out. We got this. We got something else. I don't even know what the something else is. but yeah, so it's just a new, this is like a one and done nothing. It comes out, new item comes out literally in 2 days. Boy, but yeah, that's all I had for news there for the actual news stuff. So we
Then we had
have
the
a
MSRP prices.
yes, that's the topic. Oh boy. Mm. Oh god. So it's funny that I searched and like you sent this to me and it's on cybertron.com. And I'm like, is this anywhere else? Because literally I searched through like 17 pages on TFW and couldn't find it anywhere. So I guess Cybertron has got the exclusive for the news here.
It's actually hit Transformers Slag podcast, and
Oh, I'm sure that Protoman would cover this. Absolutely, he
Yeah.
would. Most definitely.
yeah, it's pretty much on everything for
Yeah.
his and like some other YouTube channel. However, yeah, I think this is gonna kill the brand.
Think it's gonna DOA it, huh?
I think so. I think people are gonna be like, all right, that's enough.
So
Part of it's tariffs. Part of it is the fact that they can't get the product here. Part of it is the fact that quality has gone down while price has gone massively up.
yeah,
But it's only for the United States that the prices are going up. It's gone up everywhere else over the span of the last 10, 15 years. It's just we're joining the rest of them.
yeah.
So yeah, anything, any existing pre-orders pre-tariff are being honored in most places. New pre-orders are being raised in cost to cover the tariffs. And so some of them are even canceling pre-orders because there's no way to make it financially feasible.
Yeah.
And because there's not, there's a lot of uncertainty, and then, a lot of companies do not want to be stuck with it. So I could see it either going to the store and jacking the price up. I mean, the toy stores are pretty dismal anyway. I check them every time I go to Walmart or, Target or whatever. And they're pretty pathetic. But again, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of waiting to see what happens, I guess. So
Yeah, it's definitely a wait and see game. The problem is that they have there's so many like size classes. That's the problem. Like you don't have like we used to have like what was it? Okay, I'm just gonna say I know there were more than this, but for a simple example, Deluxe, Voyager, and Leader. Deluxes were kind of like your Insecticons, you're kind of like your Bumblebee, your whatever. Your Voyagers were a little bit bigger. Your Leader classes were kind of like your Optimus, your Megatron, your big guys, your most important people. Now we have, if I remember correctly, Deluxe, Voyager, Leader, Commander, Titan, and I don't know what else is in between on either side of those. If there's something before Deluxe, if there's something after Titan, I don't know.
So they technically got rid of the size class smaller because we had Core.
Right.
which
I know they got
replaced
rid of Core
Basic.
class. Yeah, I know they got rid of Core class.
So we have Deluxe, which is now the price of They're going from the $34 mark, or the Voyager. I'm sorry, the Voyager has gone from $34 to $42. And yeah, and they're basically all size classes. You're going up 23%.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a lot higher prices, unfortunately.
I'm so glad I don't buy Transformers anymore unless I absolutely want the damn thing. The last Transformer I bought was the reformatted Kingdom Galvatron, which is basically the purple version of the Kingdom Leader Class Galvatron. I still love the brand. I will always love the brand. I will always love the franchise. But I've said this 1,000 times on this podcast in the last 7.5 to 9 years we've been doing this. Ever since I sold my toy collection in 2011 or 2012, whenever it was that I sold it, and I was out, done, I haven't wanted to I have very few non-Funko Pop versions of things, and the few things that I do have, either I've absolutely had to have them, or people have gotten them for me. I have Kingdom Rodimus. Thank you, Alex. You know who you are. He got that for me. So, Alex, you rock. But it's one of those things where it's like, I can look at all the stuff that we're going to eventually. There was a news story that I didn't put in the show notes because you know how I am. Unless we have images to discuss these things, I'm not discussing listings. I can't sit here and go through a list of upcoming product unless I have images to go with that product. And there was a news story about upcoming waves of whatever. I don't know what waves of whatever it was for Transformers, but unless I have images, I'm not doing it. But there's gonna be pictures coming at some point at whatever next Hasbro 1027 or whatever event they do, where we'll end up discussing stuff. And I can, like, right now, this Alpha Trion image that's up here for this article, he looks great. He looks cool. I don't need him. I have no compunction of needing that toy. But he looks great.
Yeah, I mean,
never pay the prices that are being asked for that toy. There have
been quite a few I've looked at over the last couple of years, and I've been like, oh, that'd be cool to have. And then I look at them again, and I'm like, price.
Yeah.
like it just doesn't compute. Like, I'm like, I can't do it.
No.
So yeah, I'm really hoping that we can get on the other side of this and we can rebound from all of this crap.
Yeah.
But the prices are never going down.
Oh no, why would they ever go down? Oh no.
They'll never go down.
No. We're going to get to a point where a Deluxe is going to be $50. A Voyager is going to be $60. A Leader class is going to be $80, and a Commander class is going to be $100. Why would they ever go down? But Hasbro, please do me a favor. Please, for the love of God, get out of the crossover game.
Well, it's good money for them.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Who the
because
frig is buying
they're doing the
He-Man?
Masters of the Universe Transformers crossover. They're doing, they've done GI Joe and Masters. They've done, because I mean, Mattel only has that, the Masters line.
Yeah,
Like
I
Hasbro
know.
has pretty much everything else. The Hot Wheels, I think, is great because there's a lot of opportunity with Transformers to that. I have one of those Optimus Primes for the Hot Wheel, and they're going to re-release it next year with doubling the amount that go into stores, which means I'll get one that I can open because my kids found me one and I've got it in the box and it's pinned to my wall with a thumbtack.
Yeah.
And they found it like just randomly at a store, and I've been looking for it for, I don't know, 6 months. And so I mean, in those instances, like I'm excited for it. I mean, Mattel even got to make their own, basically masterpiece tiny version of transformable Optimus Prime of the original G184 figure.
Yeah.
And it's all die cast and everything, but it was stupid expensive. And so it was like, I mean, I like it, but I'm not going to pay for it. And I've never seen it at the store. And then they've got all the card game and all that kind of stuff, crossover stuff right now too. I think that it's they're trying to capitalize on the synergy between the two toy companies and what they can offer separately, and by combining with the things that they have individually, rather than because there's certain things that they each have that the other does not, and so they're able to kind of piggyback off each other, so it's a win-win for both.
But He-Man Optimus Prime is ugly as hell.
Oh, I agree. Like any crossover with Masters of the Universe is crap. I've seen so many different variations of mixtures of them that I'm just like, no.
I mean, Skeletron was kind of cool. He was kind of okay, but still no. I don't know. They just didn't. I don't know. There's a huge difference in the crossovers that Hasbro does, or whatever. Like with Gigawatt, that's an original character that they did. Same thing with Ectotron. That was an original character that they did, that they made a transformer out of Ghostbuster car or the Back to the Future car. Same thing with Agent Knight, even though that name is stupid. With the Knight Rider, with Kit Car, for Knight Rider. But I don't know, man. Just whatever. And I'm not even going to bring up Funko Pop stuff because I've seen listings, I've seen names of supposed Funko Pops that they're supposedly supposed to be doing, but I ain't even saying jack all about that again until I actually see actual photos of Funko actually making these things. So I say it before and I'll say it again. They can make as many various like they did the most recent Transformers thing Funko has done is an Optimus Prime game cover thing with Magic the Gathering. So it was an Optimus Transformers Magic the Gathering crossover thing. And it's similar to how they did the comic covers that Funko does and stuff like that. So it's a pop in a box with a game cover behind it. So it's an Optimus Prime Funko Pop in a box, and okay, fine, but I'm not buying that because it's Magic the Gathering and I have no interest in that. And my first thought when I saw that was, okay, why aren't you doing other Funko Pop characters of Transformers characters that we haven't had yet? Like Thundercracker, like Sky. We've only ever gotten Starscream. We've gotten Starscream in two versions. We've got regular Starscream, which I have over on my shelf somewhere. We've gotten King Starscream, which is an NFT pop. So we've gotten two versions of Starscream. We've never gotten the other two main seekers, Thundercracker and Skywarp. Blah blah blah. Well, guess what names I've seen in the listings what names I've seen on the list that I've seen? Thundercracker and Skywarp. But again, I'm not gonna really fully, other than mentioning them now, I ain't saying jack all about it until I see actual photos or until Funko reveals it, because I don't know if they're ever going to make them. I don't know if it's ever going to happen because it just seems like Funko just drags their feet with the Transformers license and they put out something so damn obscure as Optimus Prime with a Magic the Gathering game cover. It's so stupid. So stupid.
Agreed.
It's stupid, frustrating, and just as much as I said earlier, I still love the brand. I still love the franchise. I still love what I love about the franchise. Like we love the cartoons that we love about it and whatever, because those are in the past and their history and we can watch them whenever the hell we want to, wherever the hell we want to, on whatever pieces of media, etc., etc., etc. But the rest of the parts of the franchise that frustrate us make us just shake our head, make our eyes twitch, and just go, blah! You notice, folks, I'm using all the tricks in my book here in my bag not to curse because I would just lay down a curse-laden rant about some of this stuff, and I'm trying not to do that. Yeah, prices are going to go up. Prices are going to go up so high that they're going to price themselves out of anyone being able to buy their products, which is not good. And again, this should be some, like, we've mentioned this before thousands of times. Hasbro has two markets, the kid market and the adult market. They have to get the kid market back. And I don't know how they're going to do that.
They're not, because honestly, kids don't play with toys.
Yeah, true.
They're essentially marketing to us at this point because we're the ones that are buying the stuff. Kids nowadays don't play with this stuff. Like, yeah, you can expose them to it. They might care, but the minute they touch a tablet, it's game over. Like, my kids do not play with toys. They had Transformers figures for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they do not care. They do not use toys anymore. Like, they have Transformers.
And your boys are 12 and
10 and 12.
Okay. So they're not even at the point of really fully aging out. They're like right at that sweet spot of where
cared
they
in years. My oldest,
yeah.
he sold all of his stuff or gave it to his brother.
Oh wow.
Like, he didn't care anymore. Like, he bought a bunch of stuff and then he just kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
just saying, like, we're at this weird cusp where people, you know, especially modern generations, they're just like, I don't need this. They're like, I mean, my kids play outside, and then when they don't play outside, they want to be on their tablet. So I mean, it's just,
yeah,
they're at this stage that they don't want to play with toys, and if they have toys, they just are clutter in their room, and then it's like, okay, I need to get rid of this crap. Like I bought the reissue of, you know, Beast Wars, you know, 96 Ultra Optimus Primal from my youngest when it came out. It sits on my desk. Not because I asked for it. I mean, yes, I used to own it. I mean, I have the masterpiece. Like, what do I need it for? But
right.
But I mean, I have it on my desk because they don't want it. And then the same thing goes for my oldest. He had bought on eBay Transmetal Depth Charge, and it sits in my geek cabinet.
Oh.
He also bought the Bumblebee, that, you know, the Cybertronian Bumblebee transformation.
Yeah.
It sits in my cabinet. Core Class Starscream sits in my cabinet. I'm not joking. Like, there's figures in there that weren't originally mine, but became mine because they just didn't want them anymore. So, I mean, I think we're at this stage, though, that unless Hasbro figures out something with the brand, I don't see it being a toy brand. And that's where, as much as I hate the dude for damaging the brand, Chris Cox,
Yeah.
he's not wrong about it becoming a gaming brand. Like when you look at it, kids are on digital devices. If you want to capture the kids, you need the digital devices. If you don't have the proper games or the proper media, the toys are irrelevant.
Yeah.
And if you hook them on the other two, they're more likely to purchase. Us, they already know they have in the bag, so whatever they pump out, we're more than likely going to want.
Yep.
So it's like, I mean, me, I'm not a completist. I don't care about that. Like, yes, Beast Wars, it's very difficult for me to not be a completist for the show characters.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I have my specific favorites, and I've, little by little, my cabinet has no room, so I've been whittling down certain things, and I'm like, okay, what did I used to have that I'm like, what actually matters, what doesn't, I'll get rid of. And it's that scenario, but I'm kind of I'm also like just kind of almost done. Like I've got this, like the last couple of like Megatron. I don't have a G1 Megatron, I have G2, and I used to own G2 Megatron, but not G1. Like I've never owned a G1 Megatron.
Right.
And but I've had like Beast Wars, and I've had like G1 Primes and G2 Prime, and so I use my Warfare Cybertron as G2 Prime because he scales good with the G2 Megatron and the J axis. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens, especially with Toys R Us coming back in select locations.
I still don't believe that.
Oh, they're putting one in 40 minutes for me.
Well, and
they're being more strategic. Instead of putting them everywhere, they're going to put them in near major metropolitan areas. So it's going to be within a half an hour of, for me, it's going to be half an hour of Denver, which is 40 minutes from where I'm at. So it's actually before Denver. So I'm more likely to go check it out when I'm in that area, because there's a lot of shopping stuff around there, a lot of collection shops and things like that. So I'm, they started coming back with like pop-ups in like Macy's and different places, and they're actually coming back with real full-blown stores. So I'll be interested to see how well this goes over, because they're planning on just doing kind of small, like 30 stores are open, plan to be opened.
Right. Yeah.
They have a pop-up in like Nashville and like some other places, but yeah, it's all they had was Canadian stores.
Oh, no.
And so they're closing Canadian stores and opening American ones.
Oh no.
They're saying that the Canadian version, became a pale husk of what it once was, being very similar to what the Toys R Us in the US were at the end, overpriced with barely any new stock. I don't see it going very well unless they keep these very condensed and not trying to be the catch-all.
Yeah.
So if they try not to be the catch-all and have like the video games and have all the other stuff, like just strictly toys, they might have a shot at survival.
Yeah, they might have a shot at survival, but one will never know. The world may never know.
Well, I'll check it out and report back when they open one locally.
Yeah, I was going to say, I will not believe this until you actually go there with a video camera and film it, because the last thing I think of Toys R Us is a box in a corner of Macy's.
Yeah, I've never even seen one in Macy's. Like,
I know.
I've seen the KB toy things like pop up in like Kroger King Super thing before, but
yeah,
I still can't believe they tried to bring that back too. I don't know. It's amazing.
The times we live in, folks. The times we live in. I miss the
Yes.
80s.
As do I.
I miss the 80s. I miss the 90s. I miss when things actually mattered to people.
But yeah, I think that about rounds out this episode of All Things Transformers. So
Yep.
you can, of course, get a hold of us in the following ways. You can comment on this episode post on the website, geekcastradio.com. You can hit us up on Facebook and, of course, our Discord channel of Geekcast Radio. If you need the link for that, that will be on the geekcastradio.com homepage. And yeah, so let us know what you think about this episode. And if those aren't the most convenient, you can email us feedback@geekcastradio.com. And tune in next time when we'll probably have some more Transformers news or discussions.
Yes.
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 Yes. So until next time, transform and transcend.
Yeah.